In addition to helping people with the Invention Accelerator, I am an academic advisor and venture mentor at ASU. And one of the most common challenges I hear from inventors and entrepreneurs is how to face the fear of pitching their great ideas to the very people who can make those dreams a reality. In today's video, I'm going to give you some really simple tips to help you overcome your fear and pitch like a pro. Hi, Lisa Lloyd here with more tips, tricks, and strategies to optimize and accelerate your invention licensing success. If you like this video, please smash the like and subscribe buttons. It's a free way to support me, and when you hit the notification bell, you'll be the first to know when I posted a new video each and every week. Whether you are pitching your next great idea for license or investors for money, it can conjure up crippling fear. In fact, I was inspired to do this video because I recently helped someone who told me that when she was pitching her product for the first time, she was so nervous that she literally forgot everything that she had rehearsed for days. Listen, it's totally normal to be nervous when something really important to you is on the line, but you don't have to let those feelings hijack your mind and cost you the dream. So here are 5 tips plus one bonus tip to help mitigate your nerves and help you get the job done despite them. Beginning with preparation. This seems pretty obvious, right? But I can't tell you how many inventors believe that they're prepared with their sell sheet in hand, yet have never practiced their pitch. Maybe it's because they don't know what to expect, but how can you know if you don't rehearse? For decades, I've taught this to entrepreneurs when prepping them to pitch investors, and it's certainly one of the easiest ways to help build your confidence. Try standing in front of a mirror, or better yet, record yourself and watch it. Before each pitch, I want you to stand in the power pose, think of Wonder Woman, and say out loud to yourself, I am the perfect person to demonstrate and explain my idea to anyone. Now, that may sound funny, but in reality, that's all you're doing, explaining the problem that you solved and how you solved it. And studies show that if we make ourselves large, it's like occupying more space and we actually feel more powerful. Of course, you can always practice with someone that you trust first. Friends and family are a great place to start. Or maybe you're a member of an inventors group that you could try it out on. Just do the power pose first so that you can experience that feeling and build your confidence. Tip number 2 is breaking the ice. You can set the stage for a great call and overcome most of the jitters right up front with a little banter. Remember, there'll be a different personality each time that you have to deal with, so pay attention to the other person as much as possible to read them. This is a whole lot easier when you do a virtual meeting rather than a phone call, since you can actually see them and know how they're responding. I talk more about that in this video, and I'll put a link in the description below. Don't spend 15 minutes talking about the weather or dive right into your invention. Instead, just take the first few minutes to break the ice. One of my favorite methods for doing this is using transparency to create rapport. If it's your first time pitching, for example, tell them how excited you are to speak with them, that it's your first time sharing the information, and that you're a little nervous. Don't be afraid to let them know. It's honest and endearing, and if they're nice, they'll want to help you through it. But this only works if you're truly authentic. You can also use setting the agenda for the call as a great way to kick things off. Just tell them that you're delighted to be sharing what you've worked so hard on and to get their feedback and advice. After doing either of those, one of the best segues for moving into a pitch is a very short story of what you were doing when you discovered the problem. It'll help them to feel the problem with you, and it tees up the solution that you're about to present perfectly. No matter what you choose, just remember to keep it extremely short and to the point. And that brings me to number 3, stick to the point. Once you start pitching, it's helpful to be enthusiastic. After all, passion is contagious. But don't allow that enthusiasm to get you off track. It's so easy to start to ramble when you're nervous. Again, rehearsing will help avoid this trap. But if you do find yourself starting to ramble, reel it in. If you're really stuck in your head, literally just stop for a second, apologize, and say that you're just so excited and get back on track. Again, transparency and authenticity go a long way. And my 4th tip is overcoming objections. This is one of the scariest points of the licensing process if you're not experienced in sales. Author and sales coach Tom Hopkins taught me that an objection is really just a request for more information. So think of objections as questions to understand what you're sharing better. Now, most people are not going to just tell you outright that they don't like your product for whatever reason. They want to be polite, and if you have built a good rapport with them, then they really don't want to hurt your feelings. Remember, we don't pitch companies, we pitch people, and they're human just like us. They'll most likely start by just asking some questions after you've explained your brilliant solution. It could be what the cost of goods would be or further explanation on how it works. Either way, these questions are potential objections, so pay attention to what they're asking you. Answer their questions and keep the conversation going by following up with another question. Like, does that answer your question, or is that an important part of your decision making process? This way, you're not only making the call conversational and easy flowing, but you're also learning what matters most to them. And assuming that they pass on the idea, it's not a loss, it's a win, because all of that information comes together to make you even better for your next presentation. My fifth and final tip is setting expectations. It can be difficult knowing how to end the call. If you notice the call is winding down and you really aren't sure what to say next, the easiest and most helpful way to finish up is by sharing a little bit about what you got out of the call or what you learned from it. Then you can simply thank them and ask them to explain their process from that point forward so that you know what you can expect going forward to follow up. So, for example, you could say something like, "Thank you so much. This was really helpful and I appreciate your time and expertise. Can you please just tell me a little bit about what to expect in your review process and the timing of that going forward?" If it was clearly not a fit for them and you're parting ways, try something similar, but instead ask what products they would ideally like to see so that you can bring them other products in the future. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below. You can also book a free call if you'd like to practice your pitch with me. I'd be more than happy to help you shake off that fear of the unknown and tune in your pitch. There are a lot of other great books and videos here on YouTube that you can use to further increase your sales ability. But whether you have just one product that you're betting the farm on or tons of great ideas that you want to build a licensing business with, this is a skill that you will have to hone in and fear that you will have to overcome. Most importantly, understand that fear is a part of the process. If you really want to make something from nothing, it'll show its ugly face. So, my bonus tip for you is to learn how to do it afraid. You can follow all of these steps that I've outlined, and it will mitigate your fear and build your confidence. But if you're at all like me, there will always be that twinge of fear. And the only difference between me and those overtaken by it is to learn how to do it afraid. And it will get easier every single time. If you have any questions or you'd like to know more about how to build your own invention licensing business, book a free strategy call with me using the link below. If you like this tutorial, please be sure to let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Dare to dream and imagine what's possible when powered by innovation.